Hello, I'm back. I got engaged. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Brittany. I have not been here in so long and I'm really sorry, but I've been working, so but I'm back and we're doing this something blue eye makeup in honor of my engagement and also just because it's fun. I am also going to show you how to do this hair. It's going to be in a separate tutorial, so those of you that want to do hair, why not? Let's do it. Step 1, I wanted to show you what I typically do before my videos, photo shoots, or anytime I want to look extra good. I use my Zip. The Zip is a nano current device and essentially it snatches my face. There are long-term and short-term benefits to it and I absolutely love it. I've been working on the skincare video, but I filmed it 3 times and I keep forgetting things, so this is a way for me to show you some of my skin prep without you having to wait for that video. So now that I've done my Zip, I'm gonna prep my skin. Today I'm quite dry, so I'm gonna use the Clarins Double Serum and the Cicaplast Balm from La Roche-Posay. And I'm gonna prep my lips, and since we're doing something blue today, I'm gonna use my lip plumper, and this is called Glaze Plump. It's fun, it's blue and sparkly. So this is also very plumping. Typically I always use the Lorac and I do think I like that one better, but this is very, very plumping as well. We're gonna let these things soak in and I'm gonna do my hair. We're gonna start with brows. Whenever I want my makeup look to last all day, take my spoolie, I spray it with some alcohol, and then I'm just brushing through. And all this does is just remove any product that is there, so face cream, sunscreen. Then I'm gonna use the Brows Up gel, and I just take this and I run it back to front. I get this on Amazon. It's like $8. It's amazing. I love it. One of my friends that's a makeup artist showed me this and I've used it ever since. So then I take my clean spoolie and I'm just going to run through and remove any excess product. And I also start shaping my brow. I like to go forward at the front and then up and over. I definitely like a straighter brow on my face, so less tail coming down, and that will give you a more lifted look. Then I'm gonna go in with my Haus Labs The Edge Precision Brow Pencil, and this is in dark brown. So I always start by kind of mapping out the shape, lightly creating a line on the bottom of my brow. I do the same thing along the top, same thing on the other side. Then I brush through and I kind of smudge that lower line up into my brow. This is where the Brows Up gel is really nice because it doesn't dry and freeze. You can keep brushing through. So the next thing I use for my brows is E15 Sigma brush, and it's really flat like that. Mine has concealer on it already, but if it didn't, you'd want to put a little bit on. And then I'm just going along the base of my brow and I'm cleaning up the edges, just refining the shape that I want. Next, we're gonna do foundation. I've been using this Makeup by Mario foundation. I use color 2N. I just put a pump of this on my hand, getting an even coating. I'm gonna just brush this over my face. Tap, tap, tap. I have been obsessed with this brush from Sigma, and it's the Flat Kabuki F80. It's the only brush I can use where I don't need to go in and blend after. It's really good. And you can see just how flawless this side gets. This is a very nice foundation if you're looking for something that's clean and a bit dewy, which is why I got it as an alternative to the Armani Luminous Silk. I always want to minimize the amount of makeup I have on my face. So even if I'm layering or I'm doing foundation and concealer, I will avoid the areas I know I'm gonna put concealer under my eye, right beside my nose, like that, so that we're only getting as thin a layer as possible. So next we're gonna do blush. I love this one still. It's the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Blush, and this is in color 53. I typically put this on before my concealer because I use it as a color corrector under my eyes. I got this new brush, the Sephora collection brushes. It's number 99. I wanted to try something that I could recommend to you that you would be able to get if you didn't have something. What I like about this one is the shape. You can get right up under your eye. I've been really liking having a little bit of a bronzy glow. I obviously am very pale. I don't tan really at all. I have been using the Drunk Elephant Sunshine drops and I love these. Just 2 drops. And then I take my Makeup by Mario foundation brush and I've been using the smaller side. I really like the shape. It lets me get into my hairline and be a little more precise. So I'm just tapping this and carrying it forward and around and also down onto the cheek. Same on this side. And then I take whatever's left over, put a little bit on my chin. So now we're like a little sun-kissed. Now we're gonna go in with contour, and I'm still using the Fenty Beauty matchsticks in the color Amber. I'm just gonna put this all over my nose. I'm gonna use this little Pro Concealer brush to blend. So now I have shadowed my entire nose, and then we're gonna go back and highlight it where we wanna highlight. Now we're gonna do concealer. So I'm gonna start with these 2. So these are my Dior Forever Skin Correct concealers in 00 and 0 Neutral. Taking my Makeup by Mario concealer brush, I have my 2 colors and I'm going to dab and mix these together. We want it to be brightening, but not too brightening. I'm gonna bring this beside the nose. We wanna bump out this shadow right here. A little bit in the center of the chin, and I like to go here, just like snatch the jawline as well as under the cheek. I do this instead of contouring because it's a much softer way to define your cheekbones without creating heaviness in between the brows. So highlighting between your brows is going to visually widen the space there. So you want to take that into account when you are choosing where to shadow and lighten your own face. I'm going to blend this, and I've been really liking using a powder puff. I find I get a really good blend with this, and it doesn't pick up very much product. For the nose, I'm going to use my E15 precision brush. I'm gonna put a little extra concealer on it, and all I want to do here is brighten down the center halfway and a little square on the tip of my nose on top, not too low down, like that. And then I'm just gonna use my finger blend. Then we're gonna do my under eye. So I'm gonna take the Westman Atelier concealer, and this is in L1. I really like this concealer for the under eyes because it's not too liquidy, like it really dries down, it really sets quickly. Like some people don't even use setting powder. And it's a little warmer, which works for color correction. Before I do that, I'm just gonna blend out anything that's there. And just tap into the darkest area below my crease, up onto the side of my nose in a little triangle. See that nose snatch beside the eye on the outer corner and up on a diagonal. Look at this lift. Same on this side, tap, 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 up onto the side of the nose, into the triangle, up on the diagonal towards the outer eye and temple. Taking my little puff, I'm going to tap this and blend. So then we're gonna set, and I use the Chanel setting powder. I've just put it in this little cup because I travel with it and it comes in like a huge thing. I use a brush because I find I get less powder and it's less drying. So we're gonna set under the eye. Same thing on the other side, beside the nose, onto the chin, under the cheekbone, and between the brows and onto the forehead. And I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and I'm going to spray. I tend to set my nose with the Wake Make palette, and I use my Patrick Ta brush for this. Under, I create a little square on the end of my nose and blend. So now we're gonna do the eyes. Even though we're doing blue, I'm still gonna start with a base, and I'm using my Makeup by Mario palette. I use this all the time now. So I'm just taking this fluffy blendy brush and I'm gonna dip into these two colors here. And we're just gonna take this all over the lid. Same thing on the other side. Then I'm going to use this warmer shade here, tap some off on my hand, and go from the outer lid above my crease towards the inside, and just kind of blend that out. So I just do this to keep some depth because this is really all about the eyeliner in the mascara. So now we get to the fun part, the blue. The first thing we're gonna do is use this liquid matte eyeshadow from Amy Cole. This looks like that. And I got this from Sephora. I did use this when I created the look before, but it is optional if you don't want to purchase this or you don't have a color like this. So I put some on my hand and then I take my angle brush and I'm gonna just coat the brush in this. I'm gonna use this like an eyeliner. So I'm just rubbing this along my lash line and then I'm gonna come up on an angle. I'm going to fill in this space a little bit more, so coming a little straighter from the crease. Same thing on the other side, coming out at an angle, back in towards the crease. And then I'm going to take my flat definer and just clean this up. So next, we're going to use the Sephora eyeliner. This is in Cobalt Blue. It's the 12-hour retractable eyeliner. Making sure that there is enough eyeliner here on the end, that the plastic part doesn't touch my eyelid. I'm going to start by tightlining, and I'm just placing that on the outer edge and running along to mid-eye, making sure that I'm looking away. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. I'm looking away and I'm running the pencil from the inner corner to the mid-eye. This already looks so blue. It's really pretty. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, placing that on the outer edge and running along to mid-eye, and I'm running the pencil from the inner corner to the mid-eye. And then we're going to take the eyeliner. We're just going to go close to the lash line. So I'm going from mid-eye over to the side and then drawing up into that angle we created with the lighter color and out into a wing. This really just adds this extra blue layer under the mascara. The mascara is going to create a lot of the blue, but this is just going to elongate that. So we're going to do the other side, starting at mid-eye, going out to the corner, drawing up on the diagonal. And it has a little smudgy thing on the end. I'll use that and just kind of smudge and blur this blue line. Then I'm going in with my flat definer and I'm just going to really clean up these edges. Okay, so next I'm taking my E21 smudge brush, so it's really small. I'm going to dip into this same warmer color from my Makeup by Mario palette. Under the eye, I'm smudging a little bit of this warmer shade, balance that upper and lower eye. Then I'll go in with this light shade here, which almost matches my skin tone. I'll just blur on top of this to soften it even more. I'm going to tight line with the cobalt blue, also on the lower lash line. And I'm going to go around in this inner corner here. Now this is really important that you keep it really clean. Go really light and build the color. Taking the flat definer, I'm just gonna make sure that the blue is really on the inside. And one more time into my Makeup by Mario palette, I'm gonna take that neutral warm color and just go right in the corner here because the blue will really cool down that area and I wanna warm it back up. So eyeliner is done. Let's do mascara. So we're gonna curl our lashes. Then if you have dark lashes, a really important step is gonna be to use a white primer. It doesn't matter what mascara I use, I always use this underneath. This makes a huge difference to like length, fullness. And then we're gonna take our blue mascara. This is by Sephora. It's called Size Up Volume Extra Large, and it looks like that. So same with this, I'm gonna blink onto the wand. A really good way to do your mascara to not get it on your lid is to look down into a mirror. It changes the angle. So lashes are done. When I'm doing something like this that is really bright, I always like to see that part finished before I decide, do I want to be more matte? Do I want more blush, etc. So I think we do need a little more blush and I would like to be more matte. We're gonna add this berry colored blush from Dior, and this is the Rosy Glow. So I'm gonna stay on top of my cheekbone and just tap, tap, tap down. Same on this side. And I'm gonna go in with my setting powder again. This time I'm gonna use a puff. I'm gonna dab off the excess and I'm just gonna pat this in the areas where I want it to be more matte. So we're gonna set under the eye, beside the nose, onto the chin. Then I'm gonna set again, and this time I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario setting spray, and this is the Surreal Skin Soft Setting Spray. They market this as butane free, which makes me think it is marketed as a replacement for the One Size spray, but I don't know because you know you have like fixing sprays and setting sprays. So setting spray is gonna be more like our Charlotte Tilbury, where it's really making all your layers melt together so it's damp. The fixing spray is more like a barrier that gets sprayed between your face and the rest of the world. So that's why it can be like waterproof and stuff like that. So we're gonna do lips, and I'm going to start by removing the lip gloss that I have on. And then I'm gonna pat over this to make sure I don't have like a line. For this look, we're gonna use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Wherever Walnut. I find it's very neutral, it's very close to my lip color, and when I have this much color on my eyes, I want to keep the lip color more neutral. So I'm going to start in the middle at my Cupid's bow and just define those points. From there, I'm going to draw down to the corner. Same on this side. Then on my lower lip, I'm just going to go right along the edge and then tuck in towards the sides and create this really round shape. So instead of lengthening out here, I'm rounding up. Then I take my flat definer, make sure there's a little concealer, and just clean up this line. I like to draw this little V. Really gives that like Angelina Jolie pillow feel. Okay, I'm gonna take my Giorgio Armani Lip Maestro in color 210. And I really like it because even though it looks like crazy dark, it really blends out. And I'm gonna take my Sephora lip brush, and you can see like how much this just blends. And I'm going to take my brush that had the setting powder on it and just go around the edge. That's going to help my lip liner stay put. Then I'm going to take my Makeup by Mario lip gloss, and this is the Super Shine Lip Gloss in Rustic Pink. And I'm just going to layer this. Okay, so last thing, highlighter. I'm going to use a cookie highlighter from Benefit, and I'm going to use my pencil brush from Sigma, and this is E30. We're going to go around the inner corner. Tip of the nose, but stay on top. And top of the nose here, just halfway down. I'm also going to put a little bit in the center of my eyelid and smudge with my finger. Same on this side. Using the tip of the brush, I'm going to place some right in the middle on my lower lash line, right where my eye would be if I was looking straight. So this is the final makeup look. I'm going to take out my hair and then I'll come back. It's me. I'm back. It's the best hair. Makes me like new. Makes me new. Like, do you see? If you want to try out this hair, that tutorial will be available and that will be linked for you down below. I'm really happy with how the makeup turned out. This is my third time doing it, so I should be happy, but I think it's super cute. It still has that really like feminine feel, but it's just like really colorful. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe. And until next time.